Hello everybody and welcome back to another blind commentary of Overlord Season 2 Episode 6 as per usual. That's the outro time. So, those who pick up those who are picked up. Okay. Well, it was interesting to see more about the lizard folk, and it's going to be interesting to see how they are subjugated, or rather how subjugated they remain in the future. I do believe that they shall stay loyal, because I do believe that they are not dumb. So it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, let's just start with the episode proper. Floating board, that's just the floating disc spell. At least that's what I presume that it is. That's actually nice to recognize a spell like that. That's familiar callback. I'm pretty happy about that. By the way, I'm pretty satisfied if this episode will be following Sebas, because I really like Sebas. So yeah, I will be pretty satisfied if we are just going to be following him around. This is actually like it's so interesting to just follow like somebody filled with quite a bit more compassion than Ainz actually is, and it's clear that Sebas feels compassion for one servant because probably he sees a bit of his own role in her. So it's certainly is rather interesting to see this philosophy working in here. It is really freaking cool to see like Sebas actually showing compassion, because it is a very refreshing change of pace from all the, shall we say, darkness that Ainz and companions and the guardians showed in the previous episodes. So it's a refreshing change of pace.
お帰りなさいませ、セバ。まずは肉体の健康状態を調べていただけますか。かしこまりました。では早速。
Well, considering that she is one of the people living in this town, she could easily provide them with some information that could be rather useful. So it's not like the value on her is completely wasted. So besides being a good show of compassion, it still could be a very useful source of information. That's a rather smorgasbord of diseases and other issues. That is certainly rather bad. It is actually pretty interesting to see Lord Touch Me live on vicariously through Sebas in this manner, because it's obvious that Sebas is very much affected by, or everybody in Nazarick is affected by their. Shit, did I pronounce that right? Everybody of the Guardians and the Pleiades is affected by their creators and their mental state, and they are very much left imprints by their creators. So it's pretty cool to see, see remnants of the players in their creations like this. So it's nice to see him live on as it would be.
気にしないでください。女性に胸を貸したというのは男にとって名誉なことですよ。
Yes, it would appear that Lord Touch Me has made Sebas very much of a gentleman, as it would be, and that's definitely for the best. And like I've said now a few times on this episode already, it makes for a very refreshing change of pace to see something really compassionate. It's very, very refreshing, and it creates a very nice contrast to the rest of the series at the very least.
知覚不能な神速の一端神速すべてを認識し
Oh, we get to see Brain once again. This is pretty cool. I really hoped that he would be still in the story, because he suddenly seemed like a very interesting character, because he's been completely broken now, so it's gonna be interesting to see how things have affected him.
知覚する領域アングロス一体何があったなあ俺たちは強い
Are the men going to have a discussion about the nature of strength and what it actually means? Oh my god, this is like if they're gonna have a conversation, I'm gonna have to really compare it to Planescape Torment. Or where was the nature of strength actually there's another CRPG where they discuss the nature of strength, but I can't remember it currently.
ストロノフ俺たちは弱い
Not exactly the conversation I was expecting, but that was still regardlessly a... Yeah, Bray didn't disappoint. He's certainly is entertaining enough. Do we have a new villain in the series? That would be rather exciting, I must say. That this is actually are they going to build up to the season finale already? Ooh, this would be rather interesting if that's what they ended up doing here.
私は次の場所へ移動する。
本当に八本指はでかい組織だな。
そうね、ガガーラン。裏組織としては最大規模。
It is pretty likely that the 8 fingers that they are referring to all the time now is probably going to be involved in the finale quite a bit, which on retrospect now seems rather obvious, but they are at the very least building up to them in this episode quite a bit. So I certainly hope that they are going to be revealed and they are going to have some involvement in the finale.
国を蝕むレベルだから。
Alrighty, and then let's see if there's something in the after credits. Nope. So in the finale, into the vlog we go. So... Well, that was an interesting episode. It was more intrigue than anything else this time around, and that is certainly an aspect of the show that I am more than fine with, because we got to see Sebas. We got to see him show compassion, and we got to see him live on vicariously through, or we got to see Lord Touch Me? God damn, I forgot his name. Almost, maybe? I don't know. Whatever. We got to see his creator live on vicariously through him, so that is certainly a really interesting aspect of all of the NPC creations that the guild has. So it was certainly interesting to see him show compassion, and that also created a very nice contrast to the earlier episodes, and just in general to the earlier to the whole season that up until this point. It was certainly very different, and that's completely fine by me. I'm very happy with that. And it was certainly interesting and intriguing to see that. And it also built on something else, because now they have built on to this society called 8 Fingers, and this is certainly something that is really intriguing to see how they will be enveloped into the whole plan of Ainz and how they will actually interact with Ainz. And I presume that they will be involved in the season finale in one manner or another, because that's pretty obvious. Probably there will be eventually a showdown between Zeriasha, the leader of the lizard folk, and one of the eight fingers. I think that the name of their society was 6 Arms. God damn, there's so many names to learn. But it would be really interesting to see, like, that's probably going to end up being the final confrontation between the leader of the lizard folk and the leader of the 6 Arms. That would be my guess, at the very least at this point, because that would make logical sense. Then again, this series is very different, so it's easily possible that they will diverge from that point quite a bit. So, yeah. And it would be just in general interesting to see what this new faction of the people who burned one of those drug plantations down, it would be interesting to see exactly how they will interact with the lizard folk, because I do believe that they will come in contact with them eventually. So, yeah. There's quite a few. There's even more factions now in the play. So it's going to be it's the tangled web of connections that we weave. It's going to be interesting to see how exactly this all will unravel. So yeah, it's really entertaining to follow, I would say, and I'm pretty satisfied with all the things that have happened so far. So yeah, it's entertaining and it's fun to see. Do I have anything else to say? It was nice to see Brain and Godzef, whatever the other strong guy's name was. It was interesting to see them and see their little conversation about the true nature of strength. That was also quite nice. Yeah. Now that's all I have to say for now. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day and stay awesome. I'm gonna move out. Thank you very much for watching.